Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast.
It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day recording.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely day, I'm guessing, listening if you're in Melbourne, because the weather it's peaking.
It's
as
absolutely
of late.
top notch. It's actually officially summer.
Yes, it is.
The first day of summer, it was actually pouring down rain.
Oh,
It's classic. It's absolutely classic.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I forgot to put the cover on my table outdoors, and I was out.
Yeah.
Came home, and table and chairs were, wet.
Yeah.
So
Were
had
they-
to bring them in, wipe them down, and
Yeah. Are
it's
they
one of those things.
waterproof-ish materials?
I do not know.
Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
tell me if they are?
Well, the chairs 100% are. The chairs are like the meshy material.
Yep.
So that you can leave them out. But
Okay.
I guess for the metal, you wouldn't want them to potentially rust.
It's a wooden table,
The table's wooden. Oh,
but it has
Yeah.
metal joins. You're an outdoor specialist,
I'm
professional gardener.
100% self-proclaimed.
So yeah, you tell me, man.
I mean, look, people have decks outdoors and it gets wet all the time, but you need to make sure you have a weatherproof varnish on your wood. Otherwise,
Oh, it absolutely does not.
yeah, okay.
Absolutely not.
Look, if you wiped it down, it only got wet once. You'll be
Oh,
fine.
it'll be fine,
Yeah,
for sure. I'm just
100%.
saying I can't leave it out there constantly.
Yeah,
you
no.
Or it's
no.
going to get discoloured and
Yeah.
whatever.
Actually, if I remember correctly, I think that table you're talking about has a big hole in the middle for an umbrella.
Oh, absolutely,
Just
it does.
pop a massive umbrella up.
But, the rain comes in sideways and then see you later.
Yeah, that's true. It's not
So,
foolproof.
Yeah, it's one of those things in life. If anyone has, I guess, a suggestion other than building a roof which costs $10 million, let me know.
But I just said weatherproof varnish.
Yeah, but I
gave
mean,
you a good suggestion.
that's. I'm not going to varnish a table.
Why? That's
Like,
literally
come on.
you meant a varnish is two varnish things.
I'm not gonna varnish my table. That's
Okay,
what
fine.
I'm
I've
saying.
got some varnish. Do you want to use some of my varnish?
You're joking.
Yeah,
What outdoor equipment do you not have?
I had to varnish my sister's deck.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you've got leftover.
plenty of leftover.
So how? Anyway,
Pers-
people
yeah.
aren't
Nah,
liking this.
Forget the wood. Forget the wood.
But... All right. Well, we'll kick it off with our introductory questions. I will let you go first this time.
Oh, well, thank you for your permission, kind sir. My question is somewhat related to TikTok, okay? More because I was introduced to this thing a long time ago. I think I saw a YouTube video, but then I've been seeing more and more on TikTok. Have you seen those videos where there's like fully professional competitions of people slapping each other in the face?
Yes. Is that your question?
So, no, my question is... So you've seen it, right?
I've seen it.
It's hectic.
Yeah,
it's
it's crazy.
You literally slap each other in the face one at a time.
Yeah, and they
as hard
have
as
to
you
like
can.
not react. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if reactions. They did. You don't want to tap out.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
I think they do it until someone gets knocked out.
Yeah, like full KO'd.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So my question is, would you personally ever try that game?
No, it's just stupid. What is the point?
Dude, 100%. I think they're doing some serious damage to each other's brains.
Well, that's what I think about any sort of, I guess, fighting sport.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm against it completely.
Yeah.
Boxing is good to watch. UFC is good to watch. But I'm saying personally, I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
because why would I want to get punched in the face for 10 minutes straight? Like, what is the point?
That's true.
You know what I
But you've also been punched in the face playing basketball. Am I right?
Yes, but not. It wasn't just straight up, The purpose wasn't to punch me in the face. It was like, it kind of just
It just happened in a play.
Yeah. So, I don't want to hurt someone intentionally. I don't want to punch someone in the face. Like, it's just, it's not something I want to do. But
enough.
don't get me wrong, it's good to watch. So, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's definitely very fun to watch. So, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't think I could handle the pain.
Of the slapping?
It's too much.
Oh, absolutely not.
Dude, there's literally like massive, like beef bulked guys just slapping the daylights out of people.
Look, I'm not saying I couldn't handle it. Like, I could do it if it was like, I don't know.
Gun to your head.
Yeah, if
Back against the wall.
Look, if my back's against the wall, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, of course.
But I wouldn't choose to sit there and get slapped in the face. Like,
Yeah.
I just would not choose to do that.
Exactly, 100%.
And how big can the prize money be? Is it worth getting slapped in the face
That's
for 5
a
minutes
good
straight?
question. If it's...
It can't be that much of a
how
high-paying
much
sport.
would you do it for?
Oh,
Let's say a round lasts 2 minutes of constant slapping. 2 minutes you can fit a lot of slaps in.
yeah, 2 minutes is
Yeah.
a lot.
And
Is it
what's
2 minutes? Like, how long are they?
I don't know. TikTok videos only go to a minute max, so I couldn't tell you. Now, what's the minimum amount you do it for? Don't say, obviously, anyone will do it for like $12 billion.
Yeah.
What's the minimum amount, realistically speaking?
And we're saying for just a 2-minute round.
I'll say a 2-minute round with, I don't know, 10 to 15 second breaks in between each slap.
That's actually doesn't sound as bad now.
5-minute round. I'm going to say 5-minute round. I just did
5-minute round.
5-minute round. So your original minutes, 5 minutes, and I'll even say...
So
yeah,
we're talking probably anywhere between 15 to 20 slaps.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Minimum would probably be... I'm thinking about 5K.
Yeah, that's a good number. I thought you'd say 10 to 20.
I was going to say 10, but then I thought 5 is still decent enough that I would do it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
But for $1,000, no.
Nah. For $1,000, I'll let you slap me once.
Once?
One big slap, you can slap me.
Oh, I'd do 3 slaps for 1,000.
My deal's better.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm willing to.
Okay, you'll take 3 slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
your deal's
what
better.
would your... So 5 minutes, blah, 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 slaps.
Yeah.
What's your minimum?
I'm gonna say, look, $5,000 is pretty realistic.
Yeah, okay.
I'll stick with $5,000.
Yeah, well, there you go. Good answer by me. So, moving on. Now, we did mention gardening and outdoors at the beginning.
Of course, as we have in many previous episodes.
Yeah, so, you know, the usual so far so gardening, I will make my question related to that.
Okay.
I guess it's a pretty simple question, but when you go outside and do said yard work,
Yeah.
what are you wearing on your feet?
Dude, great question. So I wear really long work/thermal socks.
Mm-hmm.
Thermal, not for the thermal qualities, but just because they're long and woolly.
Mm-hmm.
And I wear like steel cap boots,
Okay.
ankle high steel cap boots.
Okay, well, that's surprising to me because I'm pretty much the same. Like, I wear those socks that say work or...
Yeah.
Anyway, I bought new ones and it works no longer.
I can see them. They're
It now
great
says-
today.
It now says heavy duty. So I've got like 12 pairs of heavy duty socks.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
I wear these 24/7, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Exercise, work,
yeah.
gardening,
the beach.
it doesn't matter. The beach, yeah, I've worn
Swimming.
them to the beach many times.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I wear those with, you know, work boots that have steel caps. And because I've been doing quite a fair bit of yard work as of late,
Yeah,
I've literally fallen in love with wearing the work boots because
Yeah.
they're just so comfortable.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, there's something about having heavy shoes on your feet.
I was
It
just about
kind
to
of
say,
feels nice.
it's like the weight. It's like it's working with gravity to pull you down, and you just feel like you're part of the yard. So when you're working on
Yeah.
the yard, it's like you're working on yourself.
You're actually feeling, well, yeah, you're feeling the yard.
100%.
And the reason I'm surprised at your answer is because all you wear is thongs and slides, which I do not condone whatsoever.
Dude, I just like the freedom. I like the air around as much of my body as I can. And plus, I'm lazy to get socks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's the
absolutely
main
it.
thing,
Look,
yeah.
I can deal with you wearing slides, but just not thongs. And anyone listening, thongs, it's the worst look. It really is.
Not in Australia, no. It's
It's-
cultural.
No, but it's a bad look.
No, if
overall.
you're wearing thongs with shorts and a singlet and you go to the beach, you're perfectly dressed.
Okay, to the beach, I understand for the convenience.
Yeah.
But if you go to the shops wearing thongs, just no. It's just not a good look at all. It's just
you're
not
lucky.
a good look.
I've broken all my pairs of thongs, so I've been on slides and Birkenstocks for a very long time.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Birkenstocks is pretty good.
Yeah. I'm loving them.
Slides are okay. And then thongs are just a straight no. Just don't wear them. If you
Personal-
have some, don't even sell them because then someone else has to wear them. Throw them out.
I highly recommend them, guys. It's personal preference. You don't have to listen to Chris.
They look terrible. They do not look good.
But the comfort, it's all about comfort.
They're not comfortable either. Because they have that line that's in between your toes, which just scrapes on your foot.
Nah. See, you need to get good quality thongs. You can't just get your
I've worn Havianas, or whatever they're called. But my whole point is, it's not the feel. It's just they look bad. You just look like trash.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
No,
look,
it may be
my opinion, but my opinion is usually correct.
That's not how this works. That's not. Okay, sure. That's fine. That's Chris. But look, in Chris's words, without further ado, let's get into it. So far, so good.
Welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast, as usual. Now, I just wanted to quickly mention, because luckily enough, we actually have Caitlin in the So Far So Good headquarters, and I just wanted to get her to chime in on this thong conversation, because as I said, my opinion is usually correct.
Which makes no sense.
Now, Caitlin, can you just come here? I just want to ask you this question. If you were to go to the shops and see someone wearing thongs, would you think it's a bad look?
Yeah, I would think it's a bad look, but that's just me personally. So
wait, Caitlin, one second. Would you say thongs are the worst looking things in the world?
On your feet, possibly. Other than Crocs. Crocs are pretty bad too.
You guys are made for each other. You guys are perfect.
That is the only thing me and Chris actually agree on.
I totally agree.
That's not true. We also agreed on our dining table. So, yeah, thank you, Caitlin, for that. And moving on to the segment called What Are We Drinking? Now, Gaurav Khazanchi, we've mixed it up. We have never done this before, but
yes.
we are doing one drink, and we're having half each.
Yes, and there's a great reason for this. Do you want me to explain the reason?
You can do.
The drink actually is a little bit alcoholic.
That's not the reason.
No, the reason is...
If it was a beer, we'd have the complete...
Yeah, but a beer's different. Like, a beer you feel okay having in the daytime, you know. But this is not a beer. It's actually... I'll let you tell the title.
Well, this drink is a vodka teaser.
Yes.
Not a vodka cruiser, a vodka teaser. And the flavour is fruit tingle. Now, if anyone out there has had a fruit tingle cocktail, you know how sweet these are.
100%.
These are as sweet as...
sugar out of the bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's literally a cup of sugar, a bottle of sugar, should I say.
Do you know, we should rename this segment to How Much Sugar is in This Drink. That's the first thing and the main thing Chris talks about.
It's basically So Far So Good podcast, specialising in yard work and sugar.
Sugar content, yeah. 100%.
I don't know. It's just... I always, before I have something, I'm like, how much sugar is in it?
Yeah,
I don't know why. From what I've seen, I think I've seen things subliminally, my mind, or subconsciously, my mind just thinks sugar is the devil. Maybe that's what it is.
No, I also find myself checking, but it's more like, whoa, this tastes so good. It must just be full of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
100%.
That's sort of what I do.
So now what we've done here, I'll just give you a quick little rundown. It's 275 mils, 4.6 alcohol, and one standard drink. Now, if you're in participating states, you can get a 10-cent rebate on the bottle. But yeah, basically it's produced in Australia.
Yep.
And it's all got local ingredients.
And it's a deep purple color. Almost looks like that fake grape color.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks amazing. It looks fantastic.
It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, the bottle itself, we've poured half into a glass.
Yep.
And we somehow need to figure out who gets the bottle and who gets the glass.
Yes.
I was thinking of flipping a coin, but now I'm thinking, can we spice it up and make it a little more interesting on who gets which drink?
Yes. So if you've recently, I don't know, broken an oath, then you have to use the bottle. How's that sound?
That's you.
I haven't broken any oath.
Yeah, you have.
You shaved
because
your beard.
You were meant to shave when you go back to work, but you've been back to work and you haven't shaved.
No,
so
my oath
you
wasn't about shaving.
Broke the oath
my
earlier.
oath was about not shaving.
Yeah, and until you were able to go back to an office,
Yeah.
which you've been to the office in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you now have broken the oath because you haven't shaved.
But you're wrong. I've actually cut my beard. If you look, I've neatened up the sides and I've trimmed the length by about 2 centimeters.
2 centimeters?
Yeah.
It's like a meter long.
Yeah, but it used to be 102 centimeters long then.
Wowee. So, all right, which one do you want?
Look, the glass is closest to me, so that's why I just made you take that. Yeah,
I want the bottle, so that works perfectly.
yeah,
So
I knew it, bro.
we're going to have a sip. We're going to cheers it.
Cheers.
So top, bottom, middle as usual.
Yep, and
And
we'll take a sip.
let's have a crack.
Yeah.
Wow.
It.
That's actually... I've had this before. When I'm having it right now, it's like nicer and not as sweet as it was last time.
It's not as sweet, but the fruit tingle cocktail I've had before in my life definitely tasted more like fruit tingle. This is
This
still
just tastes
nice.
like... It's just like a grape cruiser.
Yeah, it's almost like grape, but it's still very nice. It's not that fizzy, surprisingly.
No. As much as I can see bubbles
Yeah, there's a
in
lot
your
of
glass.
bubbles. Yeah, there's a lot of bubbles. Look, decent
So-
quality bubbles, but I think the Welch's still maxes out for good quality bubbles.
I reckon we should have that grape drink again,
Yeah.
and we should chuck a shot of vodka in it, and just see how it compares.
Yeah, it can be the new vodka teaser. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do that, and we will. Look, I'm not gonna lie, we've been a little slack on posting proof of things.
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
that. So from now on, we will be posting the drinks that we're drinking.
Yep.
In some fashionable, photogenic way.
Yep. Photo or story. It'll
So
be
that
on our
it's-
Instagram
yeah.
somehow.
So it's all a bit of fun, and you can actually try the drink at home if you want to.
You know what? Maybe I will go and try and find all the old drinks we've done, and then we can photograph them.
And maybe we should make it that we have to scull them straight up. All three. Straight up.
Sure. Yeah. You always add some sort of challenging twist. But sure, I'm keen for that. That's one full Red Bull, flat. That's one Welch's drink, and that's one disgusting apple juice. So,
And again, the reason I add things, because it's another life philosophy, right?
here we go
So
again.
as we know, the sun will rise and the sun will set. But in order to live your life, you must have two things. You must laugh and you must have fun. So what I say with someone that I work with as well, we both say this as well. If you don't laugh, if you don't have fun, you die. Simple as that.
Well, look, yeah, sure.
And that's actually true, because if you are not happy, this is going down a whole different psychological thing. But
You know what
if you're not happy, it actually affects your health.
Dude,
so you have
100%.
to have fun, you have to laugh, or you
You
die.
die. Yeah, no, fair
Simple.
call. That's why they say laughter is the best medicine. And it ties in well to my
And-
philosophical theory.
And it's the best medicine, and it's organically vegan.
100% gluten-free, vegan.
No sugar.
And environmentally friendly. No sugar. Exactly. It ties in well to my philosophical theory, where time spent having fun is not time wasted.
Oh, he loves. Okay, but you use that for anything that is considered not. Just so you can. I'm trying to put this in the right way. You're using it as as an excuse
No,
for wasting time.
No, because you don't have to find it fun. For example, straight up video games. But
I knew it was.
I knew that's what you were
Let's say-
thinking about.
Okay, go. Tell me.
Let's say video games. I'm having fun, but you might be like, "Oh, what a waste of time." Likewise, no, I can't even alternate example.
Okay, let's say you were meant to do a workout.
Yep,
Okay. Or let's say you were meant to go to work.
yep,
Okay. And you called in sick
yep,
just because you couldn't be bothered going to work.
yep,
And you stayed home and you played video games.
Yep.
And you had fun.
Yep.
Right? But then your work found out
yeah.
that you were lying and you weren't really sick.
Okay.
So you got fired.
Okay,
Now, was that day that you had fun playing video games?
yeah.
Was that a day wasted? Because technically, you lost your job, you lost your future.
Yeah, but no. See,
So
this is a whole
was
different-
that having fun?
You still had fun on the day, right? No one ever looks back and be
But
like,
was that a wasted day?
No, if you're having fun, you haven't wasted time. Secondly, if someone does
But
call
you
in
lost
sick,
your job.
if someone does call in sick, what do you do except for stay home, watch movies, and play video games? So
Yeah, but you weren't actually sick.
this is a hypothetical situation. This is so detailed. You know what I was saying before. What I've named this, I've named it Philosophise Chris, because there's a podcast about philosophy, and it's called Philosophise This. So I just thought it was a really cool.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll get a sting for it. Philosophise Chris. Maybe we'll get a sting for what are we drinking as well. We need to get stings for everything.
Yeah, we'll sting the hell out of it, just like a bee.
Yeah.
But we won't die afterwards.
No, we
So
won't.
Maybe like
because
a wasp.
we'll be having fun and we'll be laughing.
Yeah, so we will try not to die in the process.
100%.
Now, moving on, I have a bit of a... Actually, I'll let you... I think you had a quick mention.
Yeah, I want to mention something that happens, well, essentially every year, but you have Spotify, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't know why you thought so much. I just wanted a quick yes.
I'm trying to think of something stupid to say, but I've
So there's-
used all my stupidity in one day. Okay, go.
It's true. In Spotify, every year they do your year wrapped up. And I may have mentioned this before, but that whole personalized story, it just makes me so happy. It's just such a nice thing that the app does. It's so personalized, and it's quite mind-blowing that they would do this for all of their users. Obviously, it's some sort of cool code and whatever. They're not doing too
it
much.
just
but
happens automatically, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's so cool because the whole story, the only music that's playing in the background are the songs from your top 10. So it just works. It's so nice. Have you looked at yours for this year?
Well, funnily enough, I actually got an email this morning,
Yeah.
bang on 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So whoever started at 9 a.m. sent it as they started.
I think
so.
they just scheduled it.
No, I don't. So I got an email and it said, you listened to 51,478 minutes on Spotify.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
a
good.
lot.
Do you want me to tell you my minutes? I actually think you've beaten my minutes.
Oh, and then it says, guess which song your number one. I haven't clicked it. I'll take a look now. Click the link, and my number one song is... All right, we just had to pause there because I was running through my entire Spotify story. Turns out that Hoops by the Rubens was my most listened to song.
Is that because you played
Of
it every
the
time you
year.
played basketball?
I think it's more that I've got it. I've got that song in multiple playlists, and I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
I never skip it because it's such a good song.
Good song. I just checked my minutes. You've essentially doubled my minutes. I was 27,124 minutes.
Okay, but that's also because I'm constantly on podcasts and Spotify,
Yeah.
like music. I'm always playing something no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really. I can't be in silence, you know.
Ah.
I need noise around me.
Yeah. I see. I think that's a bit different here because I can work in silence, but then when I realize let's play some music, and then I'll play some music. So yeah, it's I really think it's a great feature. I also bring it up because a lot of Soft Souls sent us their most listened to podcast, and of course it was a So Far So Good podcast.
Yes, that's right. Which was lovely to see.
Yeah, it was great to see.
I'm still actually going through my Spotify story as we speak, but I've spent 11,724 minutes listening to podcasts.
And is any of them So Far So Good?
Yeah, of course. It's not my highest.
Oh, yeah,
because
of course.
I live it and breathe it,
You
so
live-
I
yeah.
listen to other stuff.
Yeah, of course. Understandable.
But that means that if I take that off the 51,000, so 40,000 minutes of music,
Yep.
and then basically 11,000 minutes of podcasts for me,
Yeah.
which is pretty huge.
I think I was about the same for podcasts. When I go for walks and stuff, I listen to podcasts and whatever. So, yeah, I'm more of a music when I'm at home type of guy, and podcast when I'm external type of guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, man.
I'm just at anything, anytime, depending on what I'm feeling.
That's also true. I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right,
But,
moving on.
Moving on. Now, I've got a bit of a story.
Yeah.
That
Bit of a doozy.
it's do's-ish.
It's a do's-ish story, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So it's quite interesting, and it did happen quite a few weeks ago because as we've spoken about in recent months now,
Yeah.
because, we love to continue stories as they go on.
But we also love to not follow up and confirm things. So just remember that, guys. Sometimes they spit out nonsense and it's not actual facts.
But the good thing is you never know what you're going to get.
That's
and I
very
never
true.
know what you're going to say. You never know what I'm going to say.
No, exactly.
Because it could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, and like we've said before, we don't script our episodes. They are genuinely natural.
Oh, they're raw and rugged. That's how we like to live. So I have spoken previously about building a home gym.
Yes.
And you have been involved with some of the process.
Yes, very true.
It's been a wild ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one story to tell about one of the machines that I got.
Okay.
You know the majority of this story.
Yes.
But it has its twists and turns.
Correct.
And it has a happy ending. Let's put it that way.
Oh, well. Okay.
Just like Toy Story 4, which Gaurav cried about,
Toy Story 3, you mean?
had a... Was it Toy Story 3?
We watched Toy Story 4 came out like last year.
Which
Yeah.
I still haven't seen, I don't think.
It was a bit average, man. I reckon they shouldn't have made it.
That's what they do. They're just
Yeah.
money hungry. Anyway, side of the point. So, I wanted to get this pulley machine.
Yep.
So, essentially, it's got 2 side pulleys and then one at the bottom.
Yep.
If you people know gym equipment, it's
like
a
your
pulley
chest fly,
machine.
your chest one.
Yeah.
I think that's what's used for majority.
And then there's one at the very bottom in the middle, which just comes out, so you
Yeah.
can do like sort of seated
seated
rows,
rows, yeah.
or you can even do bicep curls, whatever. It's just from the bottom up.
Complete package.
Yeah. So now this machine, I actually saw it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yep.
And it was advertised as the only one left.
Okay.
Right. They reckon it was 1,800 and now it's put down to 1,200.
Okay.
So I don't really know, but anyway, at the end of the day, it was cheaper than anything anywhere near on the market. So
Okay.
if you were to buy one that has weights installed, where you just move the pin
Yeah.
up and down with how much weight, there we're talking $3-4 grand.
Yeah.
So they're just ridiculously
Yeah.
priced.
You don't want that.
Exactly. So this pulley machine basically has a cylinder handle which you put weight plates on,
Yeah.
which will fit the weight plates that I already ordered,
Yeah.
and we're good to go. So I was like, awesome. I messaged the guy, say I'm happy to purchase it and ready to pick it up. Now, the company was, we're going to call it X Company, okay?
Yeah.
So the equipment was X Company,
Yeah.
and I asked him where the pickup was, and it was like, we are located at X Steel,
Yep.
just in their office.
Okay.
So essentially, the broader company is a steel company.
Yep.
And then they also have gym equipment, because most gym equipment is made out of steel and metal, and
Yeah. Makes sense.
the metal, whatever.
Yeah.
Steel, metal. Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
go?
Steel is a type of metal.
Okay, so it's all metals. It's a metal sort of company.
Yeah.
So all good. I go to pick it up. I go to the office, and the guy's not there.
Okay.
No one's there in the office.
Okay.
So they send out a girl who's like the receptionist for the steel company.
Yep.
So she comes down to the office, and there's like a bits of gym equipment here and there. So it's a bit, it's like not very organized well,
Okay. Yeah.
essentially. And she's like, oh, I'm not really sure where it is. Let's have a look. And then I was like, yeah, I think I saw it. The boxes are like there, like kind of where I parked my car.
Yeah.
Like they were ready for me to pick up. And it was all sweet. And then this guy comes out to help lift it into my car.
Yeah.
Because of COVID and whatnot, I don't know. I think it was, or maybe he was just coming to help.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, picks up one box, chucks it in, picks up another box, and the box kind of breaks.
Yeah.
And a few bags of metal things fall out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, yeah, whatevs. Like, it's metal. Should be
Yeah.
fine. Like, whatevs.
Yeah.
So he puts it all, and then I just sit the bags in the car and whatever. So it was all good. Paid for it. All good to go. Take it home, and then I put it in my sort of storage area waiting to set it up.
Yeah.
Now, when I go to set it up, I open the box, and I see like almost an A3 sheet of cardboard
Yep.
with all the bolts and nuts like sort of stuck to it with plastic over it.
Yeah.
And that sight scared the living daylights out of me.
Oh, it would. It would.
It was all these different bolts, all these different nuts, all these different washers.
You sent me a photo, and
It
I was
was,
like, that looks like the worst thing to build.
yeah.
And alongside that, everything was packed in like the flattest packing ever. And this is a massive bulky machine. So I'm like, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, there was 3 boxes.
Yeah.
And I first saw that and kind of freaked out of how long this is going to take to put together.
Yeah.
And then I look at the instructions, open it up, and I'm like, okay, so it's got a pick list, which was all the bits of metal.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. So I place the roof part in one section. I place the back of it in another section.
Yep.
And then I place the bottom in another section.
Yep.
Just so I've got it all ready and I can kind of put bits together and then put the entire thing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can put like all the roof together,
Yeah.
all the middle together,
Yep.
and then I can just sit it on. Yeah? So I just put them in place and I'm good to go. And then on the next page, it shows what bolts you require.
Yeah.
And it was like I had way more than that,
Okay.
what it said on the piece of paper.
Yeah.
So I'm having a bit more of a look on the piece of paper. I scroll to the next page and it says step 4.
Okay.
And I look at it, I'm like, okay, so that's how you put that bit together. Turn the next page, and that was it.
You had the
So
pick
I
list and
literally
step 4.
had the pick list, part of the bolts that I need, but only the bits that I need for step 4.
Yeah.
And all I had was step 4.
Okay.
So that was the first issue.
Yeah.
So then I started putting it together by myself, and I had the majority of it good to go. Like I could kind of figured it out based on if the bolt just fits, that's kind of, it's the right size sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I had majority of it put together. Like the roof was all put together. That was quite easy.
Yeah.
But then it came to putting... So with the pulley machine, you've got a whole bunch of cables
Yeah.
which roll around these wheels.
The pulley
essentially.
wheels. Yeah.
And then I get up to the part where I need to start putting the pulley wheels on. And I'm like, I've got the cables, but I don't have any wheels.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. So I messaged the guy and I'm like, I don't have the wheels. And then I realized I don't have the handles to do like chest flies.
Yeah.
And I realized I don't have
And there's at least like 20 wheels or something. There's so many wheels.
so many.
Yeah.
Because you can see it on the metal. There's like a curved circle
Yeah.
in the metal where the wheel would sit and you put a bolt between
Yeah.
to hold
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in. And they're not there. The handles aren't there. The chains
GG.
to hold them onto the pulley machine, they're not there.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've just got a metal frame, essentially.
So I've got the metal frame and I've got the cables, and that's it. So I messaged the guy. I'm like, I'm missing all these parts.
Yeah.
Can you send me a replacement? He's like, oh, let me see what I can do and I'll let you know. And then never replied to me for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, bloody hell. So the next day, I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll start putting maybe the bench together. So I started putting something else together. And then I'm like kind of putting everything into the gym. Because now I've got the floor set up. I'm good
Yeah.
to start moving things in. As I'm moving things in, I see this plasticky bag. It's like strong plastic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really see-through.
Yeah.
And I pick it up and I'm like, what the hell is this? Open it. And bang.
It's the
There's all the pulley wheels.
GG. And this
and
is
the
after
handles.
you messaged the guy.
After I messaged the guy, blah, blah,
GG.
blah. But mind you, before all this happened, I messaged him and said, I need new instructions. I've only got step 4.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll get back to you, mate. Never got back to me. So then this thing, I was like kind of annoyed. I was like, all right, now I'm missing all these bits. Anyway, and then I was like, oh no. And I'm like, I don't want to tell him straight away because he still needs to give me the instruction manual. 'Cause I still can't put it together.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know how these cables go in. There's 3 different cables and then bits need to hang in the air and hold each other. It was chaos.
Yeah.
Anyway, he finally messaged me saying, "Hey mate, can you give me a photo of what you've put together so far? The supplier needs to see exactly what's sort of missing." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to tell him now."
Yeah.
So I just messaged him. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, man. Funnily enough, the bits were put in another room, which I didn't realize. I think someone must have put them in the wrong room." It's like,
Blame it on some random poor guy.
and I just found them, but I still need an instruction manual because
Yeah.
I've still only got step 4.
Yeah.
Anyway, no reply. So whatever.
He's just glad he doesn't have to speak to the supplier.
Yeah, exactly. And I still haven't got a reply from him since.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so Anyway, funnily enough, my brother comes over.
Yeah.
And then half an hour later, you actually came over on the same day.
Yeah.
We're putting it together, and we realized that we cannot put these cables in. It's just we don't know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
So my brother has a good idea. Let's search up the model number on Google and see if there's some sort of manual on another website or with another supplier or something like that.
Yeah.
So we do that, and the best we could possibly find was an instruction manual in Russian.
Yeah.
It was a PDF.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, change the language.
Yeah.
But the photos were sufficient enough for us to sort of put it all together.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, we put it together.
Yeah.
And we were all good. And you saw it, my brother saw it. We were like, we're happy with this.
Yeah.
The bottom bit was fully smooth,
Yeah.
working through. The side bits were not as smooth. And I was like, oh yeah, but the expensive ones are like $3 or $4 so it's probably not going to be as smooth. You can't really expect too much. And then the next day, Caitlin asked me as well, why is it not as smooth? And I was like, yeah, look, the other ones are quite expensive, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, two of my other mates come over because they were helping me actually finish off one part of the flooring.
Yeah.
And then they're using it as well. And they go, yeah, it's not smooth. And then they're looking at the cable. And because we had the cable going through the wheel and then kind of underneath the pole and then through the next one, etc. But the poles were hollow.
Yeah.
So then they said to me, I think the cable's meant to go through the actual pole. Literally straight through the pole. And I was like, that's amazing. That has to be it.
Yeah.
It has to be it. So then we take it apart again.
GG.
Which we'd already, mind you, taken bits apart many times to fix them up. Take it apart. Surprisingly, it only took probably 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Put it together and oh my golly gosh.
Smooth.
It is the smoothest thing you have ever pulled in your life.
That is so dramatic. I've definitely pulled some glass doors open. That was silky smooth.
Oh, man. Oh, God. It is... Oh, it's satisfying just to pull it.
I've got to agree. I did come over when he did do this repair, and I used it. I was like, yeah, this is smooth. This is it's like there's no wheels, and it's like the rope is just floating.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And thank God we did it, because if we had started using it with more weight, the cable may have sort of scraped on the corner of the pole, and it might not have been good. But man, it's just amazing. And I could not be more happy with the turnout.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it took an extra hour to probably put it together, because old mate would not give us a new instruction
and then you
manual.
had to read it in Russian. It's like it reminds me of that Simpsons episode when Homer's building the barbecue, and then he's going crazy and he can't build it, and then he's like, "Oh, English side ruined, must use French side," and then he has to read the French instructions.
Yeah, and then doesn't it turn out to be just all bits everywhere?
Yeah, it's all trash.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I've seen that episode.
The famous line, "Le Grill, what the hell is that?"
Oh, man, top five
for
episode for sure.
I knew it. I should have said 3, 2, 1. I was speaking to a soft soul the other day, and they're like, you know what? Because they were catching up with episodes.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what I've realized? You guys haven't done a 3, 2, 1 in a long time. I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I guess things have just changed so much within this, when we were, talking from a distance.
Wow, it's COVID,
Yeah, it's changed the world.
COVID took 3, 2, 1 from us. But you know what? With our face masks, we will bring it back.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
Social distancingly enough, we will bring it back. So, yeah, I mean, look, good times. And my body is ridiculously sore because now I'm working out and I haven't been working out for probably 2 months straight.
Long time. Look, humble brag it is. A humble brag it is.
Is it?
Yeah, because you're just sort of humble bragging about the home gym.
No, I'm saying that I've finally been able to work out because I've been so busy that I literally haven't worked out for 2 months.
Humble brag once again.
How is that a humble brag?
Because now you're just humble bragging about working out full stop.
I've worked out this week. That's it.
Okay, well, humble brag again. You were saying how busy you were. Oh,
How is that a brag?
I had so much. I didn't have time to work
Guys,
out.
this is ironic because I'm telling you what, Gaurav was the busiest guy you have ever seen in a pandemic quarantine.
Chris
telling
is
you
exaggerating so much. I was just keeping myself busy with gardening, with work, with other work, all that.
I'm telling you now, it was when we were in stage 4 lockdown. You could only leave your house literally to go to the shops or something like that.
Yeah.
That's all you could leave your house for. But you could have 2 people, you could have another person to your house. So I'd be like, "Oh, Gaurav, come over this day," and he'd be like, No, I've got this on. I'm busy.
No, stage
And
4,
then-
you couldn't
and
have
then-
anyone over.
Okay, whatever. When we were allowed to have one person over,
Yeah.
and this guy, I don't know how, but he had a full schedule. He was. This is the line. He was the busiest guy you've ever seen in a pandemic quarantine.
Chris's line. That's not my
It's-
line.
Oh, my electrician said the exact same thing.
Your electrician is also my electrician.
Yeah, exactly. And he knows how busy your like to be able to electrical your house as well.
Yeah.
He understood how busy you were. It's just, how were you so busy during a quarantine?
It was, well, like you said, it was just at the end of the quarantine. So, you know, things were happening.
Yeah, so anyway, at the end of the day, I don't see how any of that was a humble brag. If anything, it was the opposite of a brag. Because I was saying that I
just
haven't
humble.
worked out
You
in
were
2
just
months.
being humble straight up then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but
Humble brag is quite a...
It's a humble put down of myself. You know what I mean?
So yeah,
Because I'm
yeah.
saying that I haven't worked out for 2 months. Like, at least I'm admitting that. Unlike you. No, I go to the gym, bro. I do.
No, but I have. Ever since the start of the pandemic, I've been,
See
keeping
what I
my...
mean?
This is not...
But
What
you
do
would
mean?
never admit if you didn't work
Dude,
out.
I straight up, on the podcast, on our first gym episode, I said, it's been a very, very, very long time
Okay.
since I've gone to the gym.
So have you consistently worked out 5 days a week throughout the quarantine?
No, it was never 5 days. It was 4 days.
So every single week it was 4 days.
Yep, I reckon I missed maybe 1.5 weeks at max. And it was only at the start of stage 4 lockdown.
So you did miss an entire week straight.
Oh, no. As in, like, 1 or 2 of their weeks, it wasn't 4 days. It may have been 2 or 3.
Wow, what a humble brag.
Yeah, see, look, that's not a humble brag. I'm just telling you
That's a humble brag. You're just saying,
telling you my
nah,
schedule.
bro, I worked out 4 days a week.
Why did you guys...
I might have missed one session, but I was consistent, bro.
Oh, yeah, bro. I wasn't a humble brag. It's just facts, bro.
Nah, that's a factual humble brag.
Okay, I like that word. That's a good word.
Mm.
Yeah.
But, well, without further ado,
Yeah.
we will end this episode here. So we thank you once again for tuning into the So Far So Good podcast.
Hit us up on our Instagram at So Far So Good Podcast. It's in the name, and we will respond to you, of course.
And as usual, we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.